As humans, one of the most basic physiologic requirements that we need to stay alive is feeding. But while we attempt to stay alive and live long, we must eat right to be able to achieve this aim. Some people are said to eat to live, while others are said to live to eat. Have you ever heard about the concept of eat and die little? It simply implies that there are food substances that are healthy, that helps us to stay healthy while we live, and eventually it helps us to live long. While on the contrary, there are some other food substances that are very harmful to our health, such that as we eat them, we die gradually. We eat and die little when we eat these other food substances. In our contemporary world today, it has become increasingly difficult to eat right because of the hustle and bustle of life, because of career, family pressure, the struggles just to make ends meet. In this very short video, we are going to consider some food substances that will help us to stay healthy and essentially prolong our lives. Green leafy vegetables. Green leafy vegetables. We have them in abundance in our environment. Examples include bitter leaf, African spinach, what we call Lagos spinach, water leaf, afang leaf, scent leaf, pumpkin leaf. Green leafy vegetables are very rich in mineral elements and multivitamins. A particular study showed that eating green leafy vegetables every day will reduce our risk of having cancers by 8%. And another study showed that eating green leafy vegetables every day will reduce our risk of cardiovascular diseases by 15.8%. Nuts. Examples here include almonds and walnuts. They are very rich sources of fiber, protein, and monounsaturated fatty acids. A particular study that was published in the New England Journal of Medicine revealed that eating nuts every day reduces the risk of dying from any diseases at all, but especially of dying from cancers, heart diseases, and respiratory diseases. So it is essential that we include nuts in our everyday meal. Avocado pie. Avocado pie is said to be a very rich source of monounsaturated fatty acids. And monounsaturated fatty acids helps to reduce the levels of low-density lipoprotein, which is more commonly called the bad cholesterol. What this does in effect is to reduce our risk of having heart diseases. Oatmeal. Oatmeal contains fiber-rich grains, which has low glycemic index. Glycemic index is a measure of how much and how quickly we get sugars into the bloodstream using glucose, or the simplest form of carbohydrates, which is our refined sugar, our white sugar, as a benchmark. So oatmeal contains low glycemic index. In effect, what this will do for us is to help us regulate the amount of sugar that goes into the body, because eventually this sugar is turned back into fat and it is stored up in the body. This would increase weight and lead to obesity. Obesity will now come up with its complications. Again, oatmeal helps to lower the level of bad cholesterol in the body, which eventually will lower our risk of heart diseases. Berries like strawberry and blueberries, they are said to be very, very rich in their supply of antioxidants to our body. Antioxidants would help us to stay healthy by warding off diseases, by fighting inflammation, and helping us to slow the aging process. Tomatoes are a rich source of lycopene, vitamin C, and vitamin E. These are antioxidants, and also they have anti-inflammatory properties. They also help to lower the level of bad cholesterol in our bloodstream. Essentially, what eating tomato regularly will do for us is to reduce our risk of coming down with many cancers, cardiovascular diseases, and in men specifically, it helps to optimize the health of the prostate. So every day it is advised that we eat tomatoes. Our meal should contain tomatoes. Fruits are very abundant around us. Citrus fruits like oranges, grapes, lime, lemon, fruits like watermelon, pineapples, pawpaw, apple. A study conducted on apple showed that it had the ability, if eaten regularly, to reduce our risk of coming down with certain cancers, cardiovascular diseases, asthma, and even Alzheimer's disease. Remember the popular saying that an apple a day keeps the doctor away. It is essential that we include in our everyday meal portions of fruits. Dark chocolates. Dark chocolates. Chocolates are said to be rich sources of antioxidants. They also help to lower the levels of bad cholesterol. And again, it helps to improve blood circulation in the body. Whole grains. Whole grains. As against eating plenty amounts of refined carbohydrates like bread, polished rice, and sugars, it is essential that we substitute it with whole grains that will provide us with more complex carbohydrates that has low glycemic index. More complex carbohydrates like brown unpolished rice, wheat, and barley. This would eventually help us with weight control, so that eventually we are at very low risk of overweight and obesity with its complications. Sweet potato. Sweet potato is a good source of low glycemic index carbohydrates, which essentially will help us with weight control. Another thing is that it is rich in fiber, mineral elements, and multivitamins. Mineral elements like magnesium and potassium that helps to regulate blood pressure. So if at regular intervals we have the opportunity to eat sweet potatoes, it is healthy for us because of the low glycemic index that it has, and the fiber, the mineral elements, and the multivitamins that it contains. So let us remember that what we eat every day can help us to stay healthy, and on the contrary, if we have very poor food choices, we could be falling sick every now and again, and this could impact negatively on our life and even cut life short. Remember, we could eat and die gradually. We could eat and die little. If you've not subscribed to my channel, I enjoy you to subscribe and also click on your notification buttons, so that in my next video, when I will be discussing the food substances that we should avoid if we want to live healthy and live long, you would not miss out on it. Until then, I am your doctor and friend, your fellow passenger on the path of trying to live old while we stay alive and healthy. Cheers.